We're going to take another look at the 2024 recruiting class, and we're going to shine a spotlight on 4-star wide receiver Micah Gilbert, who signed with Notre Dame. We're going to look at his highlights. We're going to look at his 24/7 Sports player profile page. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're talking about the 2024 recruiting class every single day this offseason, player by player. And you need to know what your players look like before they hit the field. Click that button. Stop missing out. Here's his 24/7 Sports player profile page. If you're here for just the highlights, fast forward a little bit, you will get there. But he's rated as a 4-star prospect here on 24/7 Sports, ranked as the 47th best wide receiver in the class, 41st in the composite rankings, 6'3", 203. So we got good size there. Already enrolled with Notre Dame. We got 21 offers. Fair amount of offers there, which is pretty good. No scouting report, but that's okay. That's why we're looking at the highlights. And we're a cousin of Darrell Revis. Jordan Whitehead's also his cousin. And then Draven Askew Henry's also his cousin as well. But we're locked in with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We're going to look over here at On 3 here. An ad popped up. And he is a 4-star with all the recruiting services. On 3 actually has him ranked as the 32nd best wide receiver in the class. ESPN has him at 35. Rivals has him at 61. Listed at 6'2", 205 here on their site. Notre Dame, South Carolina, North Carolina, Penn State. Some top-tier Power 5 schools there. Michigan was in on him. So we got some good programs looking at him. Let's take a look at his highlights. Let's see what he's cooking with. We have 8 minutes of highlights here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We're going to let this one roll here. And there we go. He's getting circled off. He's at the bottom on the outside. Ball's coming his way. Showing the feet there. We got some pull away. We got some speed coming up there. We got some good distance. Looking solid. Sample of 1 though. We got a lot to look at here. We're going to block. Oh, change of speeds there. Sold it too. Downfield, good ball skills. Good ball skills. I'm starting to see a trend on that one play we just saw there. We're going to see a guy who's got some ball skills, some good size, that can post up well. Good hands, good concentration. Also has some speed. I'm going to say good size adjusted speed so far. Because when you equate the speed with the size and not compare him to like the guys that weigh 150 or run like 10.4s, it makes more sense. But he's got good pull away for a guy his height and his thickness for a wide receiver over 200 pounds. And it really gives you something different. And Notre Dame likes to have those bigger wide receivers. Those bigger wide receivers that can stretch it downfield. They're historically known for that. This is like what they want to get from a recruiting class, is a guy like this. Of course, other wide receivers. But this fits their mold. He's got good speed for size. He's got good speed for size. Good size adjusted athleticism. You can tell with the pull away. Do you see that sell towards the inside there? His tape's a little dark. He sold the inside and kicked it out. Did a good job with that. Was able to create separation with that. It was very subtle. And lighter cells need to be subtle. Good concentration downfield. He's thick. He's a thick wide receiver, I'll say that. Finds the gap, catches it with his hands, gets it upfield. Look at that. He's got some burst too. He's got good feet for his size. DB getting low there. Look how low he is. His chin's almost to the ground. What was he doing? Trying to press up on a big wide receiver like that. In that position. He's like standing in a turtle position. Good hands there. Good hands. Underrated wide receiver. Underrated wide receiver. Definitely can say that. His skill set is he's got a little bit of nuance. Look at right down the release. You see that? And then the ball skills. The ball skills. Strong at the catch point. Good concentration downfield. A good blend of size and speed. And that's really what you want to see with your bigger wide receivers. A good blend with the size and speed. I can almost say if you get a big wide receiver that comes out of the recruiting process too fast. They tend to rely on those traits. They're big and fast. They just blow by everybody. But he's got that good blend that where, like, he had to build up that nuance, the route running, that release package that we're seeing, making him a good wide receiver. He's very sound, very dependable. Good after contact, good feet, aggressive, strong, getting downfield. I'm just calling out traits with each play. Just calling it out. Looking like a little man there. We got off, inside shade looks like with the DB. Backpedaling up. Trips him up, gets to it. He's going to box you out. He's going to box you out. He's going to get you in position to box you out. You have to really know that when you're in that position. You have to be knowing your spatial awareness when you're covering him, or he's just going to box you out with that size and strength. Because he's got the feet and footwork and speed to get to where he needs to be, and he knows how to use his body when the ball's in the air. He's already shown that a few times here. That's a good break. That's a very good break for a guy his height. Strong hands. Strong hands. Sticky hands. Yeah, safety. Reading it. Very smart football player. He's a very smart kid. He's got very good instincts. Back on offense. Gives you a second. You got to take a second to realize when they go back and forth where they're at. Offense or defense. Ball's in the air. Look at that one handy. Look at that one handy. On the outside here, DB. It's that same DB. You ain't stopping him. You ain't stopping him. Look at that. Breaks off the footwork. He's got good feet. He's total package. For a bigger wide receiver, 6'2" or higher. He's the total package. This is what Notre Dame likes, too. Fits in well. Good release. Look at that! Look at that! And the reason why I love his route running and the reason why I'm talking it up a bit is because physics for taller wide receivers, there's more of a drift. And his is very, very limited. Which is good. His feet is solid. Breaking off routes. He breaks routes like a smaller wide receiver. That's why you're catching a lot of wide receivers coming out in the draft weighing around the 200 range, 205, 200, 180, 190s, like that. And around the 6 foot area, 6'1", 6 foot, 5'11 and a half. Because of that. Because it's more of a space game. He can give you that. And then you got the vertical space with the ball skills and you can get downfield. He gives you everything. That's what you want out of your wide receivers. That's what you want. He's being slept on. I don't know why they slept on him. I imagine there's probably a camp or something where he got outshined or something, but it was probably a small sample, and that's what they leaned on. And they were all probably there. But I'm watching the intangibles here. And you got to understand these players can develop. And he's got a good base of traits. He's got a very good base of traits. Good hands, good concentration. Good after the catch. He's got some pop there. Like, again, you're not going to compare him to those 180-pound, 170-pound wide receivers that we've watched run like a 10-4 or 10-6. You're going to compare him to those bigger wide receivers. He's got some speed. Comes back. Came back towards the sideline there. Ball came his way. Good hands. It's a good blend. He's got some power. I say suddenness, maybe. Something he can add to his repertoire, like getting a little bit more sudden. But he is very sudden. And for size, he breaks off routes good. Inside shade by the DB looks like. Maybe heads up. My angle might be off due to the camera angle. Good concentration with a guy breathing in on him. We're at DB. Good pick. There we go. He's got build-up speed. That's the thing about that. There it is. There's the speed right there. He got caught, but that guy had an angle on him. You gotta understand the angles. Very good wide receiver prospect. There's a lot of upside here. The upside here is because he's very nuanced. He's very nuanced, and he's very talented at breaking off routes with his footwork, even though he's a taller wide receiver. Taller wide receivers have a little bit more drift when it comes to maneuverability, moving laterally. They have to have that extra half step in there to be able to get that cut in. His is very, very limited. I won't say it won't be there, but we did not see much of that on the tape. Very strong hands, good concentration downfield, has some top-end speed, can pull away. He's got that pull away in his game to where he's got the ball in his hands. He could house it. He could be dangerous. He's good enough to get downfield and command a good ADOT and average depth of target and get that deep ball. On top of that, the short game's there too with his ability to break off routes. That being said, you're not going to cling on him going deep, so you're going to not overemphasize on the back pedal if you're a DB. But also you got to watch out for that short game because he can box you out and create separation. And then if he gets downfield and boxes you out, it's a wrap because he's going to get that ball. Let me know what you think about him in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.